Good morning students. Welcome to our computer class. In my last class I told in next class we will start function overloading. Because multifunction programs already we have completed, only few theoretical parts are left that we will learn from our notes in our later class. So let's start today's class with function overloading. So what is function overloading? This is a process of defining more than one function with same name but different function signature in a class. Generally this is not possible. We cannot declare and define more than one element or more than one item in one area with same name. Like in one folder we cannot make more than one file with same name. In one function we cannot declare more than one variable with same name. Like that in one class we cannot declare more than one functions with same name. But this is possible using function overloading method. Here each redefinition of the function must use different number of parameter, different type of parameter or different sequence of parameter. So this number, type and sequence of parameter in parenthesis after the function name is called function signature. Sometimes you will find in parenthesis after function name we don't declare any variable because function don't need any parameter. So that is blank signature of the function. But sometimes we need to receive value from the user at the time of function call, or when function is called from other function we need to pass some value to the function through parameter. So how we are declaring this parameter in a function, that is the function signature of that function. So here as all the function using same name, so they must be different with their function signature, means the number, type and sequence of parameters. Now this function overloading is actually implements the important feature of OOP, which is polymorphism. Remember we have learned polymorphism. This is a process of defining more than one element in a program with same name but they behave differently what they are operating on. So here function is that element. Now we will understand this function overloading through one example. So let me open BlueJ where I will write one program explaining the function overloading in that class. So this is BlueJ. I have one blank file. Here only I will write the code. Class my class. First function I will write here to find out the area of a square. Void area. It takes one parameter which is side length L. Now how to find out the area of a square? Side length square L star L. So that calculated value we have to store in a variable int a for area equal to L star L. Now display the calculated area with a message system.out.println area of the square is A. Now I will overload this function here, void area. In this function I will find out the area of a rectangle. So here we need two parameters, one is length, another one is for breadth. So int L for length, int B for breadth. Now here also you have to declare one A variable to store the calculated area of a rectangle. Formula is length into breadth, L star B. Now print the area. Let me copy this output statement. Only here I will change rectangle is A. Now see, these two functions, they are different with their number of parameter. In first area function it has one integer parameter, in this next function it has two integer parameter, so different number of parameter. Now in next area function I will calculate the area of a circle, void area. Here also we need one parameter, that is the radius of a circle. So one parameter's area function is already there, so we have to make the area functions with one parameter when that parameter will be different with the first area function in data type. So double R for radius. Now see, these two area function, they are different with their type of parameter, not in number of parameter. So double A for area. What is the formula to find out the area of a circle? Pi r square. So pi to we cannot write here. So pi's value we know, 22 by 7. So 22.0 by 7 star r star r. So this will calculate the area of a circle, which will be a double value. That's why I have declared double A variable to store the double calculated area. Now we have to print it. Circle over. Now in next area function I will calculate the area of a triangle. Now for triangle also we need two parameter, one is height, another one is base. So two parameters area function is already there in my class with two integer parameter. Now here I will declare one integer parameter and one double parameter. So in that case this area function will be different from the second area function with the type of parameter, not with the number of parameter. So int h for height and double b for base. Double a equal to, so what is the formula to find out the area? Half into base into height. So 1 by 2 star b for base star h for height over. So here I have to display the message, the area of the triangle is A. The area of the triangle is A over. Now in last area function I will calculate the area of a parallelogram. Now to find out the area of a parallelogram we need two parameters, one is height, another one is base. So again two parameters. So already we have two area functions with two parameters, one is with two integer parameter, another one is with one integer and one double parameter. Now here in this area function I will declare the same two parameters with same data type of fourth area function, but the parameter will be in different sequence. So here first parameter will be of double type and second parameter will be of integer type. Double h for height and second one is int b for base. Now see, the last two area functions they have same number of parameters and same type of parameters, two parameters, and one is integer, one is double, but the parameter sequence is different. Here first one is integer, second one is double. Here first one is double, second one is integer. So in this sequence of parameter these two functions are different. So what is the formula here? Base into height, b star h. So here height means vertical height. Now display the output statement to print the area of the parallelogram. I think the spelling is correct. Over. Now close this class. So let me compile the program. Thank God, no syntax error. Close it. Create one object of this class. This is the object. Right click on it. See here, the number of area function is displayed because the class has 5 area functions. Now which one I will call? Select that. The last one I am calling, which has one integer parameter. And remember the area function with one integer parameter was for the area of a square. So let me select this. It is asking one integer value. For the side length I am giving 6. So it will calculate the area of a square. See, the area of a square is 36. Now if I call this area function with two integer parameter, that was for rectangle. So I am giving 12 for the length and 7 for the breadth. See the output, area of the rectangle is 84. Now this area function, first parameter is integer, second parameter is double. Now just check once, this two area function, first one is integer, second one is double for triangles area, and first one is double, second one is integer for parallelograms area. Oh, one mistake I have made here. Here you write 1.0 by 2. Recompile it, close it. Now again you create one object. Now let me call this area function with first integer parameter, second double parameter, that is for triangle. So here I am giving 12 for the height and base is 10.5, that is double value. See, area of the triangle is 63.0. Now I will call this area function where first parameter is double type, second parameter is integer type, that is for parallelogram. So double parameter is 10.5 suppose and integer parameter is 7 suppose. See, the area of the parallelogram is 73.5. Understood? Now let me include a main function here. This is my main function. Now in this main function I will create one object of my class. My class name is my class. my class obj equal to new my class parenthesis. This will create object called obj. Now using this obj I will call area function, area. Now here I am passing 12 comma 6. That means we are passing two integer parameters. So which function will be called? The function with two integer parameters, the second one. By this parameter type only, program will understand which function will be called. So second area function's prototype is matching with this call statement's prototype. So that means this will bind this call statement with this second area function. Now in next call statement I am calling area function with one double parameter followed by integer parameter 12.5 comma 10. So first one is double, second one is integer. So this call has made for which area function? The area function which has double parameter first followed by integer parameter, the last one for parallelogram. Now let me call this area function one more time with first integer parameter, second double parameter 10 comma 15.7. So this will make a call for this fourth area function where we are calculating the area of a triangle, because this area function has one integer parameter and second double parameter, and here we have first integer parameter, second double parameter. So compile this program, close it, call the main function. So main function will call these three area functions. First one is for rectangle, second one is for parallelogram, and third one is for triangle. Okay. So this is function overloading. See here in one class I have declared and defined multiple area functions with different number, type and sequence of parameters. Each of these area function uses different function signature. Means the functions are different with each other with number of parameters, sequence of parameter and type of parameter. So this process of defining more than one function with same name with different function signature in one class is called function overloading, and these functions are called overloaded function. So two things you have to keep in our mind at the time of overloading program. One, the function's name will be same, and second, the functions will be different with their number, type and sequence of parameters. So function overloading doesn't depend on the return type of the function. Suppose two functions name and parameters are same, only they are different with their return type. So that is not overloading, remember. So this function overloading is actually implements what? Polymorphism feature of object-oriented programming. So understood? So I am giving one homework for your next class. So you must do the program for your next class. This will be your practice for function overloading program. And in your ICC exam also you will get this like one function overloading program, which will be the easiest program among all 6 programs. So wait for our next class. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.